Hello, people. Hello, Crazy Killer, TOC Gaming, Mark B, Lexic Dark, and it's Dr. David Plays. Sorry about the brief black screen there. I was doing something else. Don't tell anyone. Alrighty, how are people doing today? There's one scenario I haven't played. I didn't play it in beta. I haven't played it now because I wanted to wait because I heard it's cool. Hello, Faramero. Well timed indeed, Crazy Killer. So we're going to play it. It's no problem. It's supposed to have a funny ending or something. I don't know. I thought we'd give it a crack. And then we'll do whatever you want to do. It's midnight, is it? Good evening. Due to the unrelenting bad weather, many services are now delayed and causing queuing around New Street. Before you begin, you should speak to the platform dispatcher and get an update on the current situation. I guess that's this guy up here. We never had to talk to people before. Good evening, driver. Your train is really late, and we have a few trains stacked up behind it. Controller's just been in touch and asked us to give you a not-to-stop order, and you'll need to run non-stop from Sutton Coldfield and then follow the book stops from there. That doesn't leave many stops. Fair enough. Sit in the driver's seat. And look, the windscreen wipers are already running. And the fan. Oh, this is a bit weird. What's going on here? Musticky. Forwardy thingy. Nighthead. Is that something you get when a happy ending? Who said that? No one said that. I wasn't here. The Sim. Hey, Paul, how are you? I just bought this DLC, but it's not showing up in the game. Any suggestion, please? What platform? The Sim? Why's all this stuff on? Oh, well. Let's get rid of the wipers for a start. We can get rid of the fan, because, you know, it makes extra noises. Off we go to Sutton Coldfield. PS5. Ah, you may have run into the magic 64GB limit. There is an upcoming release that deals with the 64GB limit, but what you'll have to do for now, sadly, is uninstall at least one of the other DLCs that you've got, and this one should appear then. Because once you reach 64, Sony don't allow any additional DLCs to be added, unfortunately. Well, now I know why the wipers were on. It's snowing, and it's dark. How about I put the lights on just so you guys can see something? I don't need them, but, you know, be a bit boring if you can't see. And welcome to Irish viewers. My neighbours are Irish. It's our VC, Vigilance. As we cruise out of the tunnel here. On our nice, gentle evening cruise, apparently. Who knows? Oh, we should be able to go a bit faster by now. Up to about 35, I think. Yeah, you might need to take off more than one, because you have to get it back under 64. Yeah, we appear to be diverging. Wash off a little bit of speed for the diverge. I have no lights in the front car, but I do in the rest. They must have some cars isolated. I know you can do that in this train. The scenario must have it set up that way. Yeah, give that a try. If it doesn't, if you were on Xbox, I'd know the other solution, but it doesn't apply to PlayStation. If you're an Xbox player and you can't see things, you have to manually download DLCs after you've bought them. Alright, let's fire it up then. Green light. I'll keep the cab light on so you guys can see things. I should turn on my my GSMR. Naughty of me. How would they know where I am if I haven't turned on my GSMR? Crazy Killer feels like the scenery could have done with some more light sources, especially around the built-up areas. Oh, in the dark, you mean? I guess it is a bit dark for Birmingham, isn't it? Yeah, probably some street lights or something. Yellow signal. Well, I haven't seen the yellow signal yet, so why am I reacting to it? Sucks to be you. Not picking you up today, sorry. I love the way they put their umbrellas up when you can see them. It's not B3, B1 will do fine. Speed reduction and a yellow. Very good. And lightning, apparently. Now, maybe I'll turn the cab lights off if we're going to have a lightning storm. You want to see that, surely? Ah, solid yellow. Got to be a little bit careful with the braking in the snow, or you just go for a big slide, so I will be a bit gentle here. Probably more than I normally would. So how are people this weekend? I did the rounds of my favourite streamers while I was laying in bed this morning, and lots of people a bit stressed this week. I know YouTube made a few changes that rolled out to everybody this week. Some gamers have had them for a few weeks. It's not a grand invitation or anything, they just involve you in their experiment. This is a mighty dark evening, and yes, thunder snow, Crazy Killer. I don't know if that ever actually happens. Is it a thing? Can you get thunderstorms in snow? I thought thunderstorms happened when you had warm air meeting cold air. Or maybe warm, moist air meeting cold, dry air, or something like that. Not that I'm any weather expert or anything. Hello, people in the snow. Even though I'm going to stop here because I've got a red signal. Well, will it change as I approach it? That's the question, and it has. We have a diverge. I got told by a real driver that these signals that are red until you approach them, you should approach them at no more than 10 to 15 mile an hour. Did put my headlights on, didn't I? White headlights, yeah. It's a very dark night. Even my headlights aren't helping very much. And this thing has okay headlights. We have a buzzer. So what was that then? Okay. Ferromero says it's not very common at all. Happened once here in Philly. It was only like one flash, but it was definitely thunder, which had a few people, including myself, confused. Very good. It's not something we experience much in Australia because it just doesn't snow here very much. A little bit. Who even knew this thing had a passenger buzzer, huh? We'll definitely play something during the day after this, because nighttime streaming doesn't work that well. Oh, that's not so bad. That's something to look at. That's better than the view in the cab. There's a lot less things with collision boxes on them in this route, because if you're running on the 2 camera, you don't get jostled around quite so much. And I think it actually shows when you look at the frame rate. Less collisions means better frame rate. Which should help people on the older consoles and people with older PCs in particular. It is a good horn. So, quiz question number 1. What colour stripe did these trains have when they first launched the 323? 10 points. Do you know, I think that guy back there was using his umbrella wrong. He was standing in it. Did you notice that? That's kind of funny. Gotta say hello to your mates. Hello, goodbye. Anyone going to hazard a guess into what colour stripe these trains had when they first came into service? Hello, Crazy Dash. How are you? Bernard the Wonder Badger. Guesses blue. Close. If you took your answer and combined it with the current colour, you'd have the answer. least I'm hoping the pictures I've seen are the earliest ones. We're playing Snow Problem. Been on the college grind. Oh, I know that from so long ago. Although in Australia we call college university. Even our colleges are called universities. Oh, that passenger that wanted to get off can get off here and get another train back. And they'll be really happy about that. I'm so happy. Near enough. Purple, you think, Crazy Killer? Well, you see, the door's right yellow, and the previous answer was blue. So if you add blue and yellow, what do you get? Put your umbrellas up, you fools. You're in the open. Mind you, I don't know how much an umbrella would help you in a snowstorm, to be honest. Bye-bye, Sutton Coldfield. Yay! Bernard the Wonder Badger. Welcome to the quiz. I think that might be the first answer I've had from you. Lexic Dark. Pink. No, blue. Thank you. Excellent. It's good to have a Monty Python fan in the audience. Such a necessary thing, being a Monty Python fan. And if you don't know who Monty Python are, oh well. Google and watch. You might enjoy it, you might not. They're the kind of... they're comedy and parody and... oh, this snow's getting very deep. This snow is actually covering the tracks up. They're the kind of humour that you either really like or really hate, and there's nothing in the middle. Ah. First time live watcher. Excellent. Welcome. I'm being very cautious with my speeds, because if you try and brake hard in the snow on this train, you just go slide. Or adhesion site. Wonderful. Now arriving, Four Oaks. Ah, cool. No problems, Crazy Dash. Passengers now arriving at Four Oaks. Don't forget your stuff. If you do forget your stuff, where are we going? Where are we going? Edge, I guess. You can pick it up there. As long as no one steals it, of course. Don't know, do people steal things on English trains? If you left something behind here on a train here in Melbourne, you'll never see it again. It will be gone. There we go. Doors opening at Four Oaks. Hello, people of Four Oaks. No, don't go in there. Loading, loading, loading. So this line's actually been around for a really long time, but for a while it lost passenger services. For 30 points, can you tell me the year they restarted and the stations at each end of the refreshed line? We'll just pretend, Crazy Killer, that the platforms are heated. And Crazy Dash likes the current livery, especially stock that uses the orange and purple. Yeah, there's quite a variety, isn't there? And it's good to see them join together. Excuse me. Ooh, that wasn't good. Butler's Lane, that's not a station. What's going on here? I don't remember a station called Butler's Lane. Am I wrong? Let's have a look. There is a station called Butler's Lane. Okay. I'm just ignorant. Mark B says it's the same in the UK. They will take a whole suitcase. Yeah. And Crazy Dash says the UK certainly has some colourful liveries. Yes, they do. Go for our big roll down the hill. Being a little less cautious on the braking this time. Let's see if I get away with it. I think I will. It feels okay. I was actually interacting with someone on another channel who started off saying, the sounds for this are terrible, they're not realistic at all, they're complete crap, they're synthesized, they haven't been recorded from a real train. And I had a chat with the individual across several comments. It's a bit rude on someone else's channel, but there you go. I did it anyway. And we eventually got to the point where he goes, well, you know, there's only a couple of little things wrong. It's actually really good. I was thinking, why did you have the reaction that you had in the first place? Butler's Lane, passengers. If you're getting off, do it now. Faramoro says he just purchased Taurus Mountains Turkey Route and is about to play. Ah, I'm going to play that next week. So let me know how you go. I have it, but I have yet to play it. I was hoping to play it yesterday, but my other half wanted to tidy the garage up. So we did that instead. And it was a lot of fun, I have to say. Compared to playing trains, it was just so much fun cleaning up the garage. How are you, CCT Mitch? Good morning to you, sir. CCT Mitch and I are involved in the same rail railway. Peramero says he has to limit himself on Train Simulator DLCs, otherwise he probably would have bought everything. Yeah, I know that feeling. Bring on the sales. It's one of those interesting things, because as an ambassador I can technically ask for anything, but I still buy stuff. I don't really understand that, but I do. Nah, Mitch had a good day with some friends out running garden trains. Excellent. They can be a lot of fun. I have contemplated building a garden railway because I have all this ON30 equipment, and I'm clearly never going to get to build my railway because, you know, half the garage was promised to me at this place, and at the old place I had a shed. And every time I actually get into building the railway, within a year my wife wants to move house. But I have vaguely been contemplating divesting myself of all my ON30 stuff, which I have rather a lot, and getting some garden track and getting into some small live steam. Not the ride-on stuff. I don't have the money to buy it, nor the skills to maintain it. But there's quite a few little small G-gauge steam things that are quite cool. G and F. The only thing that worries me is maintaining it. Blake Street passengers, if you're getting off, do it now. Don't forget your stuff. Alright, good luck with your essay, Crazy Dash. I hope it goes well for you. Comes out nice and smoothly. Do I have a climax? That's an interesting question. I'm actually not sure. See a Heisler. See a couple of Shays. I can see a Baldwin Prairie. I can't remember if I've got a Heisler, to be honest. Got a climax, to be honest. Mark B says they could make the scenarios more realistic by having snowballs thrown at the train. That'd be cool. I do get some of my model train fixed through Lego trains, which I build, and I had a little switching layout, but I took that down so I could build the roller coaster, and I haven't put it back up again. Basically, a layout designed to run some of the classic switching puzzles. Poor adhesion! No! And it's super dark. Super, super dark on our way to Shenstone. It's so dark, there's nothing coming off the train. Look at that. Nothing. This gives us a slightly better view. Still not brilliant for streaming. I'm looking at my stream monitor going, well, that's a bit dark. I think I know what locomotive you need, CCT Mitch. I have a 12A, which I painted up with red buffer beams purely to annoy someone by the name of Andrew, and I'm sure CCT Mitch knows who I'm talking about. 1.7 miles to Shenstone. That seems like a good idea, CCT Mitch. Sorry to be obtuse about just saying someone called Andrew. I don't really want to mention his surname on stream because it's a bit mean. He's a nice enough guy, but he's very strict on the heritage aspects of our railway. And being quite frank with you, no one else cares. Maybe I should go on the 3 cam. There we go. That gets a bit more of the screen with some content. That's a bit better, isn't it? 'Cause 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 it? Passengers on this dark and stormy, snowy night. Next stop, Shenstone. We just ran through a snowdrift. Oh, I see what one of my commenters means now. I just saw it. I've never noticed before. Almost the whole platform just popped in. Whereas normally they're just there. I think the platform surface was there, but the trackbed was there, but the sides of the platform and the other things here were not there. They just appeared. Now I see what they mean. You can get the NA with sound. Mine has sound. NJTE has a new phone. Very good. I buy a new phone about once every 3 years or so. And I got one last year, so it'll be a couple of years before I bother buying another one. Next stop, Litchfield City. Who's telling you sound chips aren't available, CCT Mitch? They definitely are. Just got to go to the right place. You might have to pay more for it. Now that I got pushed back again, let's come back up here so you guys can see something. After that train rudely pushed us out of the way. Peramero says, apparently the Turkey route has standard, not career scenarios. I actually have the point scoring turned off, so for me, standard and career don't really make much difference. Oh, you're one of them. Bernard the Wonder Badger says, as this route is based in 2022, assume that no one has lights on in their houses or street lamps, as they can't afford the electricity bill. They're all sat shivering around a candle. The really sad thing about that Bernard the Wonder Badger is there's a fair chance to some extent that's actually true. I mean, a couple of friends of mine who live in the UK, they actually have to go down to shops and put money on a smart key for their gas meter because it's the only way they can buy gas at the moment. And they're not heating their houses, they're only using it for cooking and making hot water. So yeah, difficult times. In Australia we've got plenty of it because we're a net exporter, but it is ridiculously expensive. It's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times more expensive than it was a year ago. I'd better start slowing down for Litchfield City, given that it's snowy. CCT Mitch says the NAs have 8-pin sockets. I've got friends who run DCC and sound with me, and the shops all say outpins are out of stock everywhere. See if Brunel can get you one. If you can't, there's always Amazon. I have to slow down to 20. We're not going to get down to 20. We're sliding at the moment, I think. If I turn on the... Yes, we are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop for this station. I know it feels like I'm slowing down, but I don't think I really am. Train thinks I have stopped. Definitely have locked up wheels. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Think it's going to do it. Either that or it's going to keep sliding along really, really, really slowly. I don't quite know how I managed to pull that off, but I'm happy. Yes, NJTE says gotta love inflation, and he had an early Christmas present from his dad. Fair enough. Ah, Brunel have died. Oh, that's sad. Very sad. A lucky stop, CCTV. A very lucky stop. We were sliding for a lot of that. Let's see how many light poles I hit. Why are the light poles themselves glowing? That's just a bit weird. I can understand the light poles being bright with the lights on them, but it looks like the poles themselves glow. I think that light bank may have a little bit of an issue. Better get in close again. Fill up the screen. So let's switch to the 3 cam because I can get in closer with that one. There's no point accelerating. Got a red on the way into Litchfield Trent Valley anyway. Haven't seen anybody answer the quiz questions yet, so let's make it simpler. When did passenger service resume for this line after it was taken away? It was in the 1970s. There's a fair bit of snow here, isn't there? Quite a lot. I think this signal will change as I approach to it. I better go back in a cab so I don't miss out on the AWS notification though. Which maybe I already have. Very close, NJTE. Very, very close. I do actually have to stop for this signal. I was thinking it would change at the last second, and it has. Because we're going into a stub platform. Mark B gets there with 1978, closely followed by Bernard the Wonder Badger. So, those of you who have Googled when it reopened, do you also know what stations were at the terminus at the time? So, 2 of them. One thing I've always wondered about NJT, does everybody see the comments in the same order? In fact, I just realised I've got top chat turned on, not live chat. So I may have even missed some of your messages. But that's okay. Well, not really. Longbridge to Blake Street. Ah. I've got Longbridge to New Street. That's on redditchmrc.com. Which is actually a model railway club that's got a model of this thing. Passengers, we are approaching our terminating station of Litchfield Trent Valley. Thank you for riding tonight, and if you missed out on a stop because we ran express, you can always get off here and go back. I think I'll give it to you, Bernard the Wonder Badger. So we'll give you 20 points there. Because we quite possibly have diverging sources of information. Vigilance. Nearly there. And you know what, NJT, for your Googling skills, you can have 10 points too. Because that is actually the answer I was looking for. Let's just run up here. Excuse me. We have to do some more. Oh, and you can stop now. Honest. Nice work. You have reached Litchfield Trent Valley safely. While the passengers are disembarking, shut down this cab and head to the other end of the train. Good-o. You need to go on B3, don't you? The GSMR turned off. Boring. I'm getting ahead of the scenario, but the modern scenarios seem to cope with that. You know, it already is in B3, you know that. See? You happy now? Ooh. I think I've made it sad. I've made it very sad. I think I better put the master key back in, put that back in forward. Nah, it's just going to keep being sad. Oh well. Hopefully we don't have to put up with that noise at the other end. No, not the window. Door. Just because I know that if I don't get this working again... There we go. Shut up, Vigilance. If I hadn't done that, it would have kept making that noise for the rest of the trip. Can I borrow your umbrella, mate? I haven't got one. He's smart. At least there's no one in a t-shirt today. Bit windy. Aren't you like getting off? What did you get on? I suppose you might have gotten on. It's possible. You reckon it's a candle? Doink. I think I left the windscreen wipers on down the other end, didn't I? Oh well. No one will really care. And my tail lights were off at this end already. Set the wiper control to fast. Very good. Some lights. GSMR. Locking the doors. Apply some power. NJT says, according to the wiki, it's Longbridge to Four Oaks. Yeah, they had Longbridge to New Street in 1978, and Longbridge to Four Oaks was opened... Actually, they don't say, but there's... Yeah, so maybe it happened in the same year, but it was originally Longbridge to New Street. And then they opened the rest of it. So we're going all the way back in now. Litchfield City, Shenstone, Blake Street, Butlers Lane, Four Oaks, Sutton Coldfield, Wild Green, Chester Road, Erdington, Gravelly Hill, Aston, and Birmingham New Street. Very good. Yes, what would the internet be without conflicting information? That never happens. No, we never get any conflicting information. Surely not. Let's change views. Let's go on this side. And I'll still keep it this way so we have plenty to look at on screen. NJTE, young man, you are an American. This is correct line running for the rest of the world. Off we go to Litchfield City. An unexplained 20 mile, which could be a diverge. '23 will do fine. Ah, NJT says that he's talking about when I left the station. Yeah, it's because there's only one platform there. It's not quite a terminus, though. The line does actually go further, but Cross City finishes at Litchfield Trent Valley. Passengers, Litchfield City. Which isn't much of a city. It appears to be in a blackout. And I just whacked my camera into a pole. There's a bit of snow on the rails today. Just a little bit. Let's come up about there. That'll do. Better get the last carriage in the platform. Do you know, until you mentioned it, whoever it was, it hadn't actually occurred to me that there's no snow on the platforms. Well, there you go. You're just going to stand in the way, are you? Block our view of people loading and getting on and getting off. Baramero says, funny, there's a snow joke scenarios. No jokes at all. I was vaguely contemplating doing a side-by-side comparison run of this route in TSC and TSW. I'm going to hit this guy. Ow. Funny, every time you hit something, there's a jog in the sound. See, that's why you should stand behind the yellow line. And then the camera on the outside of the train wouldn't hit you. Passengers, next stop, Shenstone. It's interesting how the background filter makes my orange juice invisible. Do you mean on Steam, NJTE? Steam recently changed their conversions. For all of the different regions. Dovetail only set the UK price. Steam does the rest. Don't forget exchange rates. £1 does not equal $1. It's like here. $1 Australian gets you, I think, currently 82 cents US. And it sounds like the pound is stronger than the dollar. Well, get used to it, mate. It's the new pricing. Oh, that was vaguely funny. We headbutted a human. Oop, I haven't quite stopped in the right place. People in the back will just have to walk forwards. Nice one, Bernard the Wonder Badger. Here's a question for you. What year did University Station open? Sorry for mostly staying outside the train, by the way. I'm just trying to give you guys something to look at. Make sure there's enough light in the scene. Passengers, next stop is Blake Street. Old Blakey was an annoying guy on a British comedy series on the buses. Well done, NJTE. It was slightly a trick question. Is Birmingham really wilderness like this, Bernard the Wonder Badger? It does seem a little quiet, shall we say. Hello, Brad MacArthur, who says a steak dinner at the pub costs over $50. That's about 1 hour of enjoyment. A TSW route will provide hours of enjoyment for years afterwards. It is a good point. I mean, a return trip on the railway I work on is about $85 for an adult. So it's not cheap, that's for sure. Bernard the Wonder Badger says that's just the new University station, though. University was one of the original 78 stations. Yeah, it's half new, half old. They've made it bigger and longer. Better start slowing down for Blake Street since I'm going 10 miles over the speed limit at the moment. University did have a presence, NJT. It's a half old, half new station. They're renewing it. That braked remarkably well. Must be going uphill. Are we going uphill? We are going uphill. Passengers, next stop, Blake Street. Is there a passenger view in this one? There's not. Hello, Blake Street. Had another little flash of lightning then. Having the variable adhesion really changes your driving behaviour, I have to say. NGT asks if I'm doing any giveaways anytime soon. I have to think if I've got any keys that I can give away. I think I've got some TSC stuff I could give away. So given I'm doing TSC next week, maybe I'll do a TSC giveaway next week. How does that sound? Trying to find some more interesting facts for this one. Well, here you go, NJTE. I have found a plaque. This plaque was unveiled by the Right Honourable William Rogers, PC, Secretary of State for Transport at University Station, Birmingham, to commemorate the opening of the Cross-City Line on 8th of May 1978, which would certainly suggest that University Station existed in 1978. Next stop, Butler's Lane. Hello, David Park. You're playing Call of Duty while you're watching. That would be an interesting mix of things for your brain. Train, killing people. Train, killing people. Yeah, interesting mix. Ah, joy. Poor adhesion zone. Better start slowing down now then. A nice gentle slow down. My impressions of BCC. I quite like it. The scenery is pretty good. The sounds are very good. The train itself is very good. Quite enjoy it. It's got a decent number of services during the day that it actually does feel busy when you're driving in service mode. The stations are very close together, which means you have to work for your money. I kind of prefer quick commuter operations to the really long runs. The really long runs, I'll usually watch something, a video or something like that, on the other monitor while I'm driving. Because if you don't, your mind goes to sleep. But I don't do that with this one. This in Boston are like that. Lorenzo Patalini thinks the sounds on BCC are amazing. I do actually think they're very good. And I know the person who recorded them and chat to her from time to time, actually quite often lately. So left door's locked. Why have I still got locked doors? Aha! Away we go. With our perfectly lined up umbrella people. Hey, I just saw something. I need to know. I'll have to go this way now. Does this... No, so... Free ice cream today for Moggy. You know, I know this is really unprofessional thing to do from a stream perspective, but I need that. I'd heard about this and I wanted to come and have a look. Alright then. Come on. Let's get back in the cab. Better close the doors, huh? Close the door. Passengers, sorry for the brief interruption. I had to go and look at a newspaper. Did I break it? Oh dear. Uh-oh. Brakes are coming off. Am I going to be allowed to drive? Oh, I've got a door open. Thinks I've got a door open. That's what the problem is. Right. I think I confused it with the doors. That's okay. Bernard the Wonder Badger says he's yet to be convinced he wants to buy the TSW version. We have it on TSC. Yes, the sounds are better and the lighting is better, but won't massively change my experience. I think what probably changes your experience between the two is the difference that it has across the board, and that's service mode. That's sort of the big difference between the two games. That and in TSC you are the train, and in TSW you are the driver. So it's a different sort of setup for the game itself. But would it make enough of a difference to you to move from TSC to TSW purely for this route? If this was the only one you were ever going to buy, probably not. But if you wanted to get into the changing way of doing things, then it might be. Passengers, Four Oaks next stop. As Australians, we'd probably call Four Oaks more jokes. Because we're like that. Slowing down a tad early. And David Park just echoed my thoughts, in fact. Bernard the Wonder Badger is looking forward to SimRail as the simulation side and seems more convincing from what he's seen, plus huge route multiplayer and dispatcher mode. Yeah, we'll see what it brings. It looks very promising. So we shall see. We shall see indeed. It was meant to be out by now, wasn't it? I think it was meant to be out. Northern Illinois Train Spotting asks, how did his response not come through? Well, you probably said something that the spam filter didn't like and it ate it, would be my bet. Loading passengers at More Jokes Station. Loading. Loading. A little bit more loading. Away we go. For 10 points, on this route there are a number of signs in a red and white checkerboard pattern. What do they mean? Passengers, next stop, Sutton Coldfield. Bernard the Wonder Badger says SimRail release date announcement due on 25th of November, he thinks. And hopes that they'll announce early access at the same time. Hey look! Civilization! There is some life after all. Slowing down a little early. David Park says SimRail went from being released from a certain time period to just coming soon. So yeah, I suspect they're probably having some challenges. They are trying to deliver a lot. So we'll see. When Dovetail released their control API for TSW, there's a fair chance I'll build a dispatch display for it. I don't think we'll be given the opportunity to control it. But I should be able to build something that shows all the trains running around on a map. Being late is normal for all operators, NJTE. No one's immune to being late. There is one country that excels at being late, though. Germany. Which is funny, because they're so tight about everything else. Passengers, welcome to the very windy Sutton Coldfield. Watch out you don't get beaten on the head by a rampant branch. Watch out for small blue cars being driven by teenagers flying through the air as well. Northern Illinois train spotting thinks I'm going to get a one-way ticket to detention. I'm a little beyond detention, young man. Bernard the Wonder Badger, limited clearance. Well done, sir. 10 points for you. It is indeed limited clearance. It means that if you need to work in that area, that you shouldn't do it if trains are actually running on that area of the line. Why am I always late? Because it's snowing. And you have to be careful when you're braking in the snow, otherwise you just go for a great big slide like we did last time we came into this station. Who's that Northern Illinois train spotting? The fat cunt, the fat cunt, the fat controller. Sorry for my stutter. Next up, Wild Green. Is that like Solient Green? 10 points for anybody who recognises the reference. Solient Green. That's not how railways work, Mr. Northern Illinois train spotting. Now approaching Wild Green. Watch out for cannibals. Even fine young cannibals. Probably don't have to slow down as much since we're going uphill, and I should get rid of this HUD. But I don't like it. Lexic Dark says he likes the film that gets shown before the Solient product is produced. Yes. And if no one knows what we're talking about, well, you just haven't lived yet. I'll have to give you 10 points for that, Lexic Dark. I think that's worthwhile. In fact, I think I'll give you 20 points. 10 for knowing what I was talking about, and 20 for being in context. David Park asks, how has your day been, TSD? I don't know what time it is there, but how was your morning? It's still morning. It's 9:49 a.m. currently, and my morning's going okay so far.
Due to today's wet weather, please take extra care whilst on the station. Surfaces may be slippery.
Take extra care whilst on the station, but not once you get off the station. You can be as flagrantly violating as you wish. Passengers, next stop, Chester Road. We are due there 9 minutes ago. Sorry. I actually saw you on the Hentus stream, David Park, but for some reason it wouldn't let me chat today. I was going to say hello, but I couldn't. And yes, I was lying in bed watching Hentus. Why not? Bernard the Wadget Padger says, Wikipedia to the rescue again. Solient Green is a 1973 American ecological dystopian thriller directed by Richard Fleischer. Yes. But there's more to it than that. Well, thank you for your announcement about Metro being late, Northern Illinois train spotting, but I doubt anyone actually cares. Sorry. Passengers now arriving Chester Road. If this is where you get off, I'm sad for you because it's cold and dark. Loading, loading, loading. I don't think the back of my train's even in the platform. It isn't. See? You're yelling out, stop, 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 but I've got another whole carriage to go. Let's turn off this annoying fan. Ooh, a funny noise when I turned it off. It's like, no, don't turn me off. Do you know what happens if you go too hard in the snow? You don't go anywhere. Good fun. I could just zoom in like that and fill the screen. Makes it seem slower though. Eddington. Eddington on dark, next stop. Not 100% sure this one's going to make it. Because I'm in break 1 and I think I'm sliding. Let's see what happens. It's got a green signal at the end. It's okay. We'd nib with it. It's all good. Slippy, slippy. Let's try another notch of brakes and see if it holds. We're going through. At least part of it. Maybe one car, two cars. One car. I didn't think it felt like it was stopping. Here you go. Here's one that might be a hard one for you to find. The Birmingham Civic Society awarded something to the West Midlands Passenger Transport. What was it? And John Ledbetter is back from another hard day on the railway. Ah, welcome to another railway person. Passengers, next stop Gravelly Hill. Don't fall down and skin your knees, it'll hurt. Dare I use power 4? It's holding so far. You've been shunting John Ledbetter. That's always fun. Was it pissing down with rain while you were shunting? It always seems to be what's happening. The plaque is at University, NJTE. Passengers, next stop, Gravelly Hill. Is it a hill made of gravel? That's the question. That bridge appears a lot on this route. Ah, it was raining. Uh-oh. Left this is a little bit late. And I'm sliding. Ah. Will we even have one carriage in the platform at the end of this? I don't know. I think we're going to be reversing. I was a little too eager there, I think. Yeah, there goes the last carriage. Straight through the platform. Sorry, Gravelly Hill. Yes. You know, John, when I'm coming back on our railway as either second person or steam fireman, I always know if I have shunting to do. Because as we come back to the last station, if it's raining, we have shunting to do. This is a Nebworth. Back we go. I've just got to remember not to go the whole train into the platform or we will get stuck behind a red signal. That's enough speed, I think. Slow. Let's go wait on the platform for it. Gravelly Hill. Actually, the thing I don't like doesn't look so bad in the snow. I'm not a fan of this station. It's the only one I don't like. Northern Illinois train spotting apparently thinks I'm a troublesome truck.
Inclement weather, please take extra care whilst on the station. Surfaces may be slippery.
Oop, sliding again. Passengers, due to the problems on the track and your incompetent driver, please walk back to the last car if you wish to get off at Gravelly Hill. Northern Illinois train spotting says he's seen a video of an engineer applying the train and independent brakes at the same time. He was probably bailing off the independent brake, would be my bet. Back car. Doctors. Northern Illinois train spotting also goes on to say that the air brakes aren't connected through when switching. That's not always true. It depends how big the train is. I think you've cast your mind to a conversation from months ago, probably. I like the harsh shadows you get in the snow with the bright lights. It's kind of cool. Next stop, Aston. If your name's Martin, good luck to you. Hello, Henry. Welcome. NJT says, did you know this doesn't have an independent brake? This is quite true, it does not. Most trains of this nature do not. Some do, but generally not. Because they're not locomotive hauled. Usually every carriage, or every second carriage, is actually powered. David Park says during that one stream, I remember it actually, he said he would grind through Cane Creek so he should finish it and uninstall it. Did one service of it, he's already tired of it. Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it? I think Cane Creek was, to my mind, Cane Creek was an experiment in using photogrammetry. And it was a tremendously successful experiment in a good way to make very realistic desert scenery. And that's about as far as it goes, really. But there are people that like that kind of service where they just drive for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Going very slowly coming into Aston. That's pretty much American railroads, Nits. High speed, then low speed. Through the line merge. Passengers, welcome to Aston. If you're getting off here, get your stuff and get off. West Midlands would like to say, we love you. Snowy flowers. Way out, man. Do I have a reason for coming down here? No. Not really. No. We have milling passengers. Get out of the way. It's time to go. Wonder how much trouble you'd get in if you actually abandon your train like that. David Park says, I wish there was an option to turn off scoring like in TSC. So you could easily just speed through Cane Creek without penalty and just get a check mark instead of a medal. You can't turn it off, but you can stop looking at it. That one. Control 6 on PC. I don't know how to do it in consoles. I assume you can. 2.2 miles to Birmingham New Street, then I promise we'll do something during the day, because I think that's our last stop. It is. We'll do something in daylight now. Maybe I should repeat that one that I stuffed up on my first look at this thing. Because I watched my stream back. It actually wasn't the game that stuffed that up. It was me. Lexic Dark says, once bitten, twice shy on the braking now. What happened to our expert traction controller? Lexic Dark. I think from now on I shall simply describe you as Wordy Duck. Passengers, next and last stop, Birmingham New Street. Welcome to downtown Birmingham. Not that you'd ever know, because it would appear that the power is off. None for you. Covered them completely in snow and torn all their umbrellas off their heads. Running through there at 50 mile an hour. Thank you, Lexic Dark. Signal display been trying to get me all the way through. Oh no, it's turning off. Damn it. Time to slow down for Birmingham New Street. No, I don't want to deregister. Stop it. Where's cancel? Confirm, cancel. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the City of Darkness, Birmingham. Watch out for vampires. Do you know what does light stuff up, David Park? The headlights on the 66. It's like looking into the sun. They're amazing. Only on the recent 66. Yellow. And Nitz has lost his trains. Is that like losing your marbles, Nitz? How's your dad? Say hello to him. I assume that's who you're off on your big trip with. Platform 12, New Street. Passengers, this train will terminate here at Birmingham New Street. I chatted with an actual 323 driver about this train, and he said that the Notch 1 is pretty much only used for shunting. They'll pop it into Notch 1, wait about 2 seconds, and then go into Notch 2 when they're driving somewhere. Here's one that you'd only know if you'd watched Dovetail's preview stream. What speed limit would you be doing through Birmingham New Street today? Because these speed limits are actually from about a month from now. Anybody else notice it gets really quiet when you're coming into Birmingham New Street in this direction? Just for a little while, it's like something absorbs all the sound. And then it gets louder again. Yes, Brad MacArthur in with the first answer. The answer is in fact 10. And coincidentally, it's worth 10 points. Then better put that on, since there's a red signal up there. You're into B3. You're into off. Actually, we might have to close the doors. No, that's it. Closed. Off. Tail lights on. Let's see how you did. Waiting. Waiting. Ah! NJT. Says a nice short run. You know, that was about... When did we start? 8:30? That was quite a long time. It's like An hour and 40 minutes. Gold medal. How about that? Didn't know I was that late. Ooh, and I was naughty a little while. Okay. I think we should play the one that I messed up. What do you reckon? Thunderstruck. Because it's fun. Let's see if I can mess it up twice. This one's fairly quick. Next week will be Taurus. I think. Yes. Good afternoon. Today we'll be running a stopping service to Bromsgrove. The poor weather conditions seem to be getting worse, and you have a carriage with no traction power. Your train. It is busted. Let's get it set up with everything except vigilance this time, because I don't want the beeping, because I'm going to go for a wander. Because I do kind of think tail lights off as well. I think this one takes a little while to load. Damn it, I haven't got a ticket. I can't get out. Should just jump them like everybody else does, huh? I can be silly. Why miss a chance to be silly? This is one of the domes. This would be a really cool place for train watching if you were that way inclined. You can see most of the station. I did see one of my fellow streamers had a camera set up here and he just left it running all day. David Park's going to go and play some TSC, so catch me next time. And NJT asks, do you the dead carriage? You don't have to do anything with the dead carriage, really. Let's go back to our train. Lock the doors. I just thought it would be fun to explore Birmingham New Street. Wipers. Let's go. Passengers, welcome aboard our service today. Next stop, 5 Ways. We'll see what creative ways we can stuff this up for you. Off to our left as we come through here, there's a giant box. And there it is. And today it's a giant moist box. And I'm tipping Lexic Dark just spat his Wheaties across the room. NJT says, do you know which one is the dead carriage? You could actually go through and check which ones are isolated, I suppose, if you wanted to. But no, they don't actually tell you. Because it won't have a visible difference, it's just got the switches set. You'd reckon they'd put a roof across that little bit, wouldn't you? Because that must cause issues with traction coming in and out of the station. Next stop, 5 Ways. There's a place near me called 5 Ways. It used to make sense because it had 5 roads, but now it's only got 4. It doesn't make sense anymore. It should be called 4 Ways. I'm sure you do, Lexic Dark. You can stop now, train, honest. It must be an engineering nightmare having that canal higher than the train. More rain. It's supposed to be raining here, but it's sunny. It'll start raining shortly because I have to go and help someone move a whole lot of stuff. Which guarantees it'll rain. It's like shunting. Whenever you're helping someone move stuff from one house to another one, it's guaranteed to rain. Do you know why the 5 ways near your place is in the bush, Lexic Dark? It's because you live in the bush. For those who don't know, Lexic Dark is basically a mountain troll. He's very good at it, though. Full power. More bueno. Next stop, the station that doesn't exist yet. Going for a cruise. It's good weather for cruising. Next stop, university. If you're going to university, bear in mind that out of 3 people, 1 of you will fail. Landslips are a little bit unexciting. For some reason I thought university was closer than it was. Hello, university. It's a little bit damp today. It's another random metal cow. There are also cats. Who's found cats on Birmingham? There are a few. There's one at Bourneville, if you want to go looking for cats. As we're loading our passengers. Person's head sticking through their umbrella a little bit. Ah, it's because she's got big hair. It's because coders think of the 80-20 rule. Has to be right 80% of the time. Bit of thunder. Excellent. Passing Sierra Yankee 5-4. On our way to Silly Oak. Is Silly Oak like Poison Oak? I did see what I thought I saw. Oh well. I shall report that. That would have been something handy to know in beta time, I suppose. What if there's a missing lock there or something like that? That would make sense. Any of the locals know? Is there meant to be a lock at Sally Oak? Passengers now arriving Silly Oak. So we slightly slide a little. No one guessed the prize that was given. It was the forward prize. For 10 points, how many platforms are there at News Street? I'll accept 2 answers. Next stop, Chocolate Town. "13, says Brad MacArthur. That is one of the answers I will accept. Why is it 13? For an extra 10 points. Flashing yellow. You know what? I haven't turned on my GSMR, have I? And I need it for this scenario, so I better turn it on. Ladies and gentlemen, off to our left, you'll see a lonely bear. Off to our right, the chocolate factory. Perhaps you might see Charlie, or even Willie. Because despite someone trying to capitalize on the brand, this was actually that chocolate factory. Right then. They're nice purple archways. And a bit more thunder. Just fly. No, wrong side. I know there's a cat, oops, around here someplace. There it is. Its name's Cindy. Hello, cat. How you doing? I get bumped up there then. And away we go. Next stop, Kings Norton. Which could be a very large motorcycle. The other answer I would have accepted for New Street is 12. I suppose I would also accept the answers 24 or 26, because they're all split into two. But the reason it's 13 is that there's a platform 0. Isn't that a weird concept? Next stop, Kings Norton. I've seen trains sitting in there waiting to come out. Banner repeaters going, yellow. And there it is. Brad says that Clapham Junction had or has a platform 0 too. Our main central station, Flinders Street, did at one point. It was also known as the Parcels platform. But it went away in the redevelopment, and it became incorporated into the ridiculously long Platform 1. And here we are in the ridiculously large station that must have had some plans for its future. I didn't realise there was a collectible cow in the middle. But there is, I just saw it there. Welcome to Kings Norton. If you're getting off here, grab your stuff and get off. And it's wet. Sorry. I don't think I want to know what Peruvian marching powder is, Lexic Dark. This is where you're just getting out of your car and you go, damn it, missed my train. Loading, loading, loading. Do you realise we're almost at the point where I stuffed it up last time? We're pretty close. I wasn't sure if the game did something wrong or if I did something wrong. But having watched the video back, it is rather clear which one of us did something wrong. And it wasn't the game. Passengers, next stop, Northfield. as we cruise out of the wondrous place that we're in. I think Brad is beginning to get Lexic Dark's strange sense of humour. I know that NJTE and Nits do not get Lexic Dark's strange sense of humour. Not in the slightest. Chances are they probably won't. So as we approach a yellow signal, why was the Redditch branch different to the rest of this railway? And for an extra 10 points, tell me how it was different. It's not anymore, I should point out. Sounds like a talented king, Lexic Dark. I suppose if you're a monarch, you have to be relatively talented to not get assassinated. Seems to be the fate of many monarchs. Next stop, Northfield. Another station with delusions of grandeur. And it's kind of funny that in a new improved railway we use the little tiny platform. Not the big one. Quiet, you. And yes, I know it was me that turned on the yelly device, it's okay. Passengers now arriving in Northfield. Rain. It's even sunnier here now. Mind you, can probably tell because my head's brighter. No one's managed to figure out what's different about the Redditch branch. Pre-electrification. That should give you a clue. Away we go. Next stop, Long Bridge. Does Long Bridge have a bridge? Signal. Red signal it is, yes. Not that as a driver I would actually know about the red signal yet, because I haven't seen it. But I'll do the right thing and drive cautiously, because I left that station under yellow, so you'd have to expect that something ahead would be different. So you would drive at a safe speed, prepared to stop. There is our red at the end of the platform. Passengers, next stop, Longbridge. I went slow enough not to trigger the speed grid, and our red has gone away. Excellent. Stay behind the yellow line, people. Hi, driver. Control have called and reported that the Redditch service ahead has failed between here and Barnt Green and asked us to assist. Why would they call the guard? I have a phone. Why wouldn't they call me? You will need to ensure that all of the passengers have left the train before proceeding to the failed train. Unlock the doors now and allow the passengers to leave the train. Well, let's see if they get off. Get off. Get off. You have to get off. Get off. Go on. Piss off. Go on. That way. Door's over there, mate. Come on. Get off. God, they don't want to get off. They're all just sitting here, hanging around. You going to get off? What about you? You? No? Nice hat. No, no one's getting off. All right. Oh, it's a hat. I thought that person had green hair. Well, that's new. Well, they won't get off, so tough. And away we go. Sort of. And Brad says that's why he turned off the next signal display on the HUD. Yeah, it can help. As you get to know the route, I do eventually tend to turn it off. We have to stop at Sierra Yankee 1-4. Go through our diverge. And later on we diverge back, so this is a fairly pointless diverge, but that's okay. With our train full of non-passengers. We haven't got any passengers, honest. And that's okay. See, clearly no one. No one at all. Can't see anyone. Can you see anyone? Actually, that one really was empty. That one's got people in it again. More running to yellows. Double yellow. Go a bit quicker then. If it's not something you're aware of on this line, a double yellow means that the next signal is yellow. So you know that you don't have to stop for the next one, so you can go a bit quicker. Must be near Hogwarts to see the flying cars. This one's a normal yellow, as in a single yellow, so you know you need to start slowing down because the next signal will probably be at stop. Passengers who shouldn't be on the train, we're going to be held at a signal shortly. Before our player doesn't stuff it up this time. That really should have a question mark on it, shouldn't it? And I have to say it's poor because if you've got someone who's feeling a little bit stressed and a little bit nervous in driving the train, and you add a question and they go, oh, well, no, actually, no, I'm not. And you've just stressed them out a bit more. Perhaps it should be a statement. Be aware of your stopping pattern. Now, this is the precise point where I stuffed it up last time. Now, you do actually have to get up relatively close to it in this one, or you won't trigger the scenario properly. So we shall do that. As a real driver would actually stop quite a long way from it. Yes, it wants me to push that. Now, last time, how I stuffed it up is I didn't get the proceed at restricted speed at the top, but I did get the being given the authority to pass the signal at danger. But just in case, save. And I'm going to push it again now because I did a save game. And it doesn't do anything, so it's okay. Will the game end? No, we just get the stop as expected. We have had a brake demand from TPWS, which is fine. So we press that. I'm not sure if we can go straight away. I think we have to wait. Yep, we now have to wait because the red signal has stopped. Lexic Dark is all he has is punctuation jokes. Full of full stops and commas. Talk of kings, not stopping our driver. Definitely a pattern. I think you can actually get out of this by restarting your train. Let's see if you can. No, you can't. That's okay. We'll wait. There we go. And the timer has elapsed. To cruise up now and bang it in the rear. There's our broken train up there. You think the other driver would be there waving you on. Prepare for coupling. I don't think you actually have to press the button, but you know, you just do. Set it to B3. Very good. Off. Master key off. The pantograph on the failed train is still raised and needs to be isolated before moving the train. Excellent. So we might just have to turn that on for this, so we get in the right one. That one or the next one? What do you reckon? It's this one. It's a bit hard to tell with Unreal sometimes. Now, who's tried to find this panel? Yeah, isolate the pantograph. That makes a funny little noise. Who's tried to find this panel in normal driving? And have you succeeded? Why are all these people on here? Shouldn't they have been evacuated? Sticky. So? The train is now ready to depart. You will need to head into Barnt Green and stop behind Sierra Yankee 8 and then change to the front cab. And now you've got all this gear running off this train's batteries. Because, of course, it does not have line power. Will we actually be able to move? That's the question. Oh, yeah. There's a door open. Brainiac. The door interlock light was even on. Let's try that again. There we go. Of course, it's very quiet because this train's not powered. We're just controlling the powered train from here. Off we go to Butt Green. go straight through this platform. Now, what's this signal up here? Because we have to stop further away. This is Sierra Yankee 8, so we're looking for Sierra Yankee 5. Which is apparently here. The rear of the train has now cleared the signal, so you are free to change ends to the front cab and prepare your train to run empty to New Street. Not emergency. Let's go on an internal train tour. G'day folks, we're going to go down to New Street. Don't know where it was you were thinking you were going, but you're going back. It's your own fault because you didn't get off. So, sucks to be you. Just go to the dunny on the way. Oh yeah, you can't use the dunnies on these trains. One day. I'm not going to be able to run down the inside, am I? Because we're going to get to that cab and then we can't go anywhere. It's a spider on your head. Actually, we should do it this way, shouldn't we? Alright, there we go. Some power. There we go. Next stop, Birmingham New Street. Passengers who stayed on the train were on our way to Birmingham New Street. You might have wanted to get off when you were told to. But you didn't. So enjoy your free ride. I have locked my door so you can't change anything. I always like watching them snake through the points. Now then, let's go. Double yellow ahead. Acknowledge that and keep on going. Single yellow, so we'll get our unit back under control. Slow it down a little bit. So I only have 3 carriages powering this entire train, which is a little bit long. Hello, Florian. How are you? Welcome. We're just cruising along towards Birmingham New Street. In a very long train that's only half working. Slow down for the approach speed for the signal. I'm expecting it will change, but I still need to be going slow enough in case it doesn't. There it goes. Green and a diverge. Got a train full of passengers who have effectively kidnapped Florian because they wouldn't get off. You're loving BCC. That's cool. Glad you are. Many people do seem to be enjoying it. I've seen there's a small number of detractors here and there, but for the most part, people seem to be having a good experience with it and enjoying it. And for the people who are sad with it, I mean, there's certainly some things that could be improved, of course. There always are. But the people who are really sad about it, I do kind of wonder if they actually have it. It kinda does, Florian. It kinda does. Reckon all of our trains through that yet? Yep. Power on. Party time. One person I've been chatting with who says that you're sitting too far forward in the cab, but I actually don't think so. Because if you were sitting further forward, you couldn't see the GSMR, and you wouldn't be able to see half your controls around here. It would be this view. No, I don't think that's right, because it's a fairly spacious cab. YouTube can't make its mind up about what's going on with this stream. 1 minute it tells me that there's no one watching, and then it says there's 12 people watching, and then it says there's 28 people watching. It can't make up its mind. This would be Nitz doing his rail fanning. cruise along in our somewhat broken train. It's just warning me about the 40 zone that's coming up. It's like, hey, you, pay attention. It's one of those interesting things, really. You get these warning devices and it's going, oi, pay attention. But at the moment it goes off, if you weren't expecting it, you're now going to stare at your little sunflower and whack your AWS reset button, and you might actually miss the speed sign that it was trying to alert you to. So if you are paying attention already, and therefore don't need it, you'll be fine. But if you're not paying attention, and therefore do need it, it's just distracted you. Passengers, this train did not stop at Kings Norton. This train will also not stop at anywhere else, just rubbing it in. And remember, my door is locked. Security will be waiting for you at New Street. Next week will be the Taurus Mountains in Train Sim Classic. It's particularly interesting because it's a totally new style of locomotive. Bye-bye, Bourneville. Whoosh. New style of locomotive, new train, new country. Will be in Turkey. It's a railway that was built by Germans, I believe. Finished around 1912, 13, something like that. Just in time for the First World War. We'll be playing it in its modern day version. And it's the work of 3 people who go under the name of their developer is AND. It's A for Apple, N for Nelly, D for whatever. And a little bit similar to the New Zealand Train Sim mod, they made a steam locomotive, and Dovetail went, yeah, that's cool, but you need a route to play it on. So then they spent the next few years making a route, and Taurus Mountains is that route. Hopefully I'll get some time to play it during the week to learn the locomotive at least, so I don't make too big a fool of myself. Passengers, we are now arriving at another station that we're not stopping at. And as Florian says, the ticket inspectors will be waiting for you at New Street. So I hope you have a fare that covers you for going there, since you chose not to get off. It's your own fault. as we go for a cruise down the canal. Strange camera angle game, but there you go. That time I didn't need the reminder because I was already slowing to 40 when it went off. On our way into Birmingham. No one actually had a go at the why was Redditch different, and the answer was it was actually the local council paying to run the train service. The railways didn't want to, but the local council didn't want their town to die, so they ran a train service. A bit of trivia for you. Passengers, we are now arriving and immediately departing from our last stop prior to New Street. Imagine coming through here in winter when this must fill up with snow. The trains would just have to boof their way through it. Kind of funny. Double yellow and the drop to 20. We're coming into platform 5 at New Street. This will be it for the stream this week. Thank you all for taking part and joining in the quite interesting chat this week. It's been fun. Thank you for entertaining me while I'm entertaining you. It is, after all, a two-way street. Nope. Stop that just a little bit early. There we go. That should be enough. They could call themselves Train Town, Lexic Dark. Got to be a little bit careful with this one because your stop point is fairly close to the signal, but it has to be to get your whole train in so you don't block other services. A little bit more.
Is a safety announcement. Due to today's wet weather, please take extra care while
That'll do.
surfaces
Unlock the doors to let out the passengers that shouldn't be there, but stay in your locked cab because you've been taunting them. Did they actually get off? Let's have a look. Nah, they still haven't gotten off. Glued to their chairs. Probably all sitting there now going, a lot of them did get off. Most of them are gone. Yes, Lexic Dark, thanks to the driver for not kicking us out earlier. Stays locked in cab after mentioning assassination attempts. Well, there you go. Alrighty. Have fun, folks. That's 288 out of 290. Got to be pretty happy with that. Enjoy yourselves. Next week, Taurus Mountains Train Simulator Classic. And I will try and remember to come up with something to give away next week. I'm pretty sure I've got some TSC route keys I could give away. Might even have one for TSC itself. I'll have to have a look. All right. The leaderboard probably didn't change. I'd say NJTE is probably still on top, but there has been a bit of other movement. So I will update that and chuck out the post. Not sure if the top 10 changed, actually, because a lot of new people this week. We shall see. Brad, you might have moved up. We shall see. Alrighty, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. Have a lovely weekend. And for those of you who it's Saturday evening, have a good night. And for those of you who it's Sunday, enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.